Hello, everybody, and welcome to another podcast. A Saturday podcast, but it's on a Sunday. Um,
It should be a Sunday podcast.
yeah, it should be a Sunday, but our Saturday. It's normally we have it on Saturdays, but it's a Sunday podcast just for this week. Just for this week, not all the time, just for this week. And a lot of stuff has happened during the week. In gaming news, and I am joined, as you could hear, by Info Guy. You want to say hi, Info Guy?
Hi, info guy.
Just say hi. You don't have to say hi, Info Guy.
You said say hi, info guy. So
Just say hi. Okay, wait. Just say hi.
Just say hi.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for doing that for me. So last week there wasn't too much stuff to really talk about, but this week some interesting things happened within the streaming industry. And the biggest thing that happened was Mixer. They're shutting down. Mixer is shutting down. Did we see this coming or no?
Well, I mean, they spent like tens of millions on getting some new guys. Well, not new guys, and getting some talent from Twitch. It was less than a year ago, right?
Yeah, it was less than a year. Yeah, less than a
Yeah.
year.
So yeah, they spent like what? I think it was like 30 or 40 million combined for getting like Shroud and what's his face, the ninja.
Ninja. How could you forget Ninja
He's not really a highlight of my life, to be
in your
honest.
life? So yeah, so they got like huge deals. They got a
And
lot of
and
money.
and they got to keep those.
Yes, and like it's not like it's like they I mean, imagine getting paid that amount of money, not doing a full year on that streaming platform, and then being told, okay, well, because I don't think they have to go onto Facebook Gaming once Mixer closes. So that's like, I mean, imagine that. Imagine being paid that amount. Like, I can't even remember how much they got paid. And once July 22nd comes, they can just go do whatever they want and then just carry on with their following and everything. Which is like,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, which is kind of, it's not unfair, but it's like they got a good deal in this whole thing.
I mean, like they basically just got a freebie,
A big
basically,
freebie, though. It's like a
and
massive
it's
freebie.
more like the sucky thing is this is more gonna affect like the smaller streamers who like okay, this mixer thing is like the new hot greatness. So let's move
Yes.
over there. So they followed Ninja and Shroud because they think it's greener pastures.
Yeah.
And now look what's happened. Not so much green. And now
Yeah.
they have to be replaced. Well, not replaced. They get put onto what's it? Facebook
Gaming,
Gaming's.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
apparently Facebook Gaming is I mean, pretty big. Apparently, I don't know if it is, but apparently it is. Um, so yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
but that's like you have to take all the people you had a mixer and like and are they going to follow you all the way to Facebook Gaming? Do they get transferred automatically, or do you just like you have to start from scratch again? Because
Well,
obviously, if you just left Twitch to go to Mixer, you had to start from scratch and try and bring some people over.
yeah,
Now you have
yeah.
to do that again, less than a year later.
Well, I mean, it depends where they're gonna go. If they're gonna go to Facebook Gaming, or if they are going, and I'm not saying the top streamers. I mean, people that have built their communities on Mixer. If they are going to go with Facebook Gaming, or if they're going to go to Twitch, because they might have started on Twitch and was like, okay, like you said, they followed Ninja and Shroud, and all of them went to Mixer, got a little community going, and now it's like, okay, well, sorry guys, we're shutting down. We're partnering with, Facebook Gaming, moving all of their stuff to that. Like, do they have to, like, I mean, it depends, like, if your community is going to follow you there. Like, you tell them, okay, I'm going to Facebook Gaming, or I'm going to Twitch. It's not that difficult for a Ninja or Shroud or whatever, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, like
They're gonna,
half their user base is like something an average Twitch user would dream about having.
yes. Like, I would be
Not even
really
half, like a
upset.
quarter, a third.
I would
Like,
be super upset and I've seen like just little thumbnails of people that are just, I feel so sorry for them because they're so upset that this is happening because they really enjoyed being on Mixer and now it's basically shutting down. I don't know so much about Facebook gaming. Some people like it. I've never tested it out, so I can't really say.
yeah,
But
but the shutting down of Mixer reminds me a lot of like how Google handles their small little side projects. Like
yeah.
if it doesn't work after 5 minutes, like shut it down. Doesn't matter. We'll start something new. Like
Yep.
this. Like I mean, like maybe they gave it a fair shot and they saw like the numbers weren't good enough,
Yeah, but they're only
and
just,
they
I
spent
mean,
like a ton of money just getting the that talent to come over to try and make it bigger. But yeah, geez, I was actually very surprised when I heard this.
so was, I think everybody was. I think it kind of like sent shockwaves through like the streaming universe because I don't think anybody saw this coming because of the big deals with all these like ninjas and Shroud and everything like that. Like, what the hell? Like, you paid this obscene amount of money for them to come over only for you guys to just shut it down.
Oh,
So,
they must feel pretty like smug close to because now they can just
I
go.
know.
They can just go. They can go to Facebook Gaming, which I don't think they do. Will do. I think they'll go straight back to Twitch. They'll
Yeah.
like wait for like a while and then they'll come straight back to Twitch because
They
all
don't
they have to
even
do
have
is
to
activate their
worry.
account,
Yeah, I know.
and all their followers are just right there. Oh,
Even, and also just remember there was that bad blood between Ninja and Twitch when he said he was going to go. And it was
oh, you
such
can
a,
go to Facebook Gaming now. I
so
mean, like,
I mean, I don't think it's going to affect his viewership at all. It's just,
uh,
it's just kind of sad for the smaller streamers. I know I
yeah.
would be sad. So that's what's happening with that. And then also they apparently via the grapevine, there's this other streaming ring people that have come to the forefront called Trovo Live.
Oh, I've never
Apparently
heard of it.
so now apparently they are saying that they are going to rival Twitch.
Yeah, that's cool. I heard the same thing from Mixer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that worked out.
yeah, that worked out brilliantly for them. So that's happening. I don't know how long it's starting in July apparently.
Yeah,
So yeah, they
in
own,
July.
yeah,
That's really weird because that's like almost exactly
mm,
when Mixer's gone.
yeah, July 22nd is when Mixer's shutting it down. So these
Uh,
guys, they are apparently China's largest company, has been quietly testing a mobile focused streaming network via an affiliate in the US since at least
we're talking
March.
about Tencent.
Yes. Initially
Okay.
called
Tencent
Mad,
like own like a million things.
yeah, initially called Mad Cat and now branded Trovo Live. The new service closely resembles Twitch in its appearance and functionality. So we'll just have to see what, I mean, it's up and running right now. It's in beta right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, there are people that are streaming on there. So, but I don't think it's going to, you know, maybe, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I mean, I don't think it's going to be on the same level as your Twitches or YouTube. I honestly don't think it's just going to be another Mixer, I think, to be very honest. Which, yeah. It's just, I just can't get over the amount of obscene money that Ninja and Shroud and all of them are getting out of this, and they can just like, okay, bye.
I mean, once you get that following, you can ask for certain privileges and whatnot. So I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles.
And I think a lot of the also big streamers on Twitch that didn't move over, I don't know if they are like, well, we told you so kind
Oh,
of
there's gonna
thing.
be a ton of like I told you so's in the chats. Like if Shroud or Ninja come back, there's gonna be like, okay, how was Mixer?
I would hate
Sort
to
of
know what
snarky comments and whatnot.
their chat's gonna be blown up. Like, so, did you
Also,
enjoy Mixer?
people might not care. It's just
You know,
yeah,
there's
how
trolls.
things happen.
There's always trolls out there in the world. Always. There's always trolls. But moving on from little delightful Mixer that, shame, unfortunately, RIP on July 22nd, Crash Bandicoot is going to be brought back to us in a
Wasn't it already
completely
brought back
no.
with the trilogy?
This is brand new. So
Okay.
this trailer that dropped this week, is apparently like brand new. It's all like from the ground up, basically. So, I mean, I think it's kind of weird that they are releasing it on the PS4.
Well, apparently it sold really well on the trilogy. When they remastered the trilogy, it sold really well. So Activision's like, okay, we don't leave money on the table, we just go for it. And
Yes,
like the whole thing with backward compatibility with PS4 and PS5. So I don't think it's not really one of those games that are going to really push the system really hard. So
yeah.
it's fine when it comes to PS4, really.
So I mean, this is coming out on October 2nd this year. So
Okay.
it's not the last, I mean, it could be the last exclusive. Isn't it? It is an exclusive for PlayStation, right? It should be.
Well,
It's
it used
Crash.
to be, but I think as time goes by, I think it's a timed exclusive, not like a forever exclusive.
Okay, then I'm not going to count it in. Because Ghost of Tsushima then is still the last.
No, you're talking about like as this is like the last exclusive coming to
Yeah,
Sony. No,
PlayStation.
no,
For
no, it
PS4.
doesn't.
For
No, it's
PS4.
not even made by Sony anymore, so it's not doesn't count.
At all. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically with this one, they said that it's a completely new original game that they've come up with. And it's apparently been over 10 years since they've had an original Crash Bandicoot game. So this is
Well, I mean, platformers kind of went out of fashion like as soon as like the 3D consoles started coming out, like maybe your PS1s and then
yeah.
platformers started. But like there've been a few now and again, and there's been like indie games that like have brought it back into like into the front of what people are
Brought
looking
it
for
back
in
to
games
life.
again.
Yeah, brought
Yeah.
it back to life and like get a newfound interest in these kind of games. But yeah, so basically what they said was this is actually the 8th game in the series. And they went all the way back to the original trilogy and took elements from that was created by Naughty Dog. And they used all of those elements to bring it into this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had practice with remaking the trilogy, so if they didn't know how to make a Crash Bandicoot game by now, I mean, like...
Yeah. But they're really reinforcing that this is brand new. It's original new entry into the series. Even though they're taking elements from the previous games. But they said that basically the gist of the game is there's been it's kind of like Endgame. Sorry, anybody, spoilers, sorry.
Well, if they haven't seen Endgame by now,
It's basically they've basically torn a hole in the universe and exposed a multiverse. And Crash and Coco, who are the two bandicoots, they need to reunite the 4 great quantum masks together.
Great quantum masks.
Yeah, together. And each of these masks, they all have their different abilities. There's time and gravity, but they didn't tell who the last 2 were. They didn't reveal the last 2 masks. So one is time, one is gravity, the other 2, I don't know, is a mystery right now. So, and they also said you can play as Crash or Coco. You can choose between the 2 of them, and they both have the same skill set. So it makes no difference. You can play as either or. And as you can see, like people can see on the screen, it's still platform, but they're also using like different other things in there. Like I noticed like some of the stuff, it reminded me of other games that I haven't I've seen it before, but they're just implementing it into Crash Bandicoot. And you can also play as Dr. Cortex, but that's only on certain levels, they said.
You get to play as a bad guy.
Yeah. But that's only on levels that are built for him, because he has like a ray gun thing, and his is more. They say the parts of the game that you play as him is more cerebral, so you have to. I think it's puzzly. The stuff that
I mean, his name
yes.
is Dr. Cortex, so cerebral's kind of in his like wheelhouse, really.
Yeah, so they said they're going back to their roots with the platforming and everything, but they have changed it up. If you do see the trailer, and I saw some gameplay, they are messing around with it a bit. It's still platformy, but it is giving me kind of like Mario-esque vibes to it as well, because
Ooh.
you can see this, you can switch around. Like, it's not just, you're not seeing it in just like a straightforward platform, old school Crash kind of way. Like they say,
Yeah.
the Crash cam, like the old school Crash cam kind of view and everything like that. It's not just like that. It's like, I would say you could like turn around. It's not 360, but you can, it's different. It's not all one straight and narrow. There's multiple ways you can do this. And hey, Tea and Toasty. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just talking in hey, I Lippy. So yeah, so that, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this entry. I mean,
I'm not
is
really
it,
a fan of Crash
I
Bandicoot
know,
games. I've never really been.
I know you hate
Even back
Crash.
in the PS1 days.
I know you hated it when I played it. You did not. We used to rent. This is when you could rent games from the video store, and and 1 week I got to pick a game, and 1 week Info Guy got to pick a game. And when I got,
chose poorly on that weekend, well, in my opinion.
I'm sorry, okay, but I wanted to play Crash Bandicoot. What is I want? He hated it. He hated it so much. So. And Tea and Toasty saying they are missing so many fruits. It's giving me anxiety. I was OCD about those fruits too. Tea and Toasty, the OCD with the fruits. Like, I had to, like, always get the fruits, but you can't get all the fruits. But apparently now in this game you can, because if you get the one mask, the time mask, you can actually reverse time or something, so you can go back and get your fruits. So, but yeah. So I know this is not interesting to Info Guy because he just doesn't play. He doesn't.
It's not really.
It's not your scene.
Yeah, I kind of grew out of platformers. Well, I mean,
no. Did you ever? No, you. I don't.
Maybe specifically Crash Bandicoot, I grew out of very quickly off the scene.
No, but you weren't really into platformers, though, were you? No,
not really.
I don't think you ever were. If I think about it now,
I played Mario.
Yeah, but I mean that's Mario. But you never played anything out of that.
I played Sonic up until the water levels, and I
up until the water levels.
Then I stopped.
So, oh, the torture of those water levels. Oh, that music. It was the music. It was the terrible music.
The music got me every time.
The music gets everyone.
That's when I learned about anxiety.
See everyone, that's when Info Guy learned about anxiety, when he heard the Sonic music when you're underwater. It just induces anxiety. It's the worst. I don't know who decided that would be a good idea to put in a game, a child's game nonetheless. But anyway. But moving swiftly on to something that I don't know if this would appeal to you if you had an Xbox. Something was revealed this week. It was a bit iffy, to say the least. Well, I watched it, and
the Halo Infinite teaser trailer.
Yep. So
yeah, that was a bit weird to me. It's like we saw the game like revealed, like not revealed, but like shown like 2 years ago. Like, what? Why are you doing a teaser trailer?
And it wasn't like a normal teaser
trailer. We kind of know it's happening.
Yeah, like, we know it's happening, but it's like a weird teaser trailer.
Yeah, I know they're trying to tease like who the main bad guys are going to be in this game, but like, I mean,
but like, isn't this supposed to be their main? I mean,
Halo is their main franchise. Halo is like the be all and end all for Microsoft. So, I mean, like, I don't even know if it was worthy of putting out this little trailer. Because apparently, like, what's the Banished or something, or like a big bad guy? Like I think they've been shown in like Halo Wars or something.
I don't even know.
This to me just seems like, okay, cool. Maybe like some lore guys will go a little crazy for it, but like, I mean, like your average Joe can be like, oh, okay, that's a little voice recording.
I don't know. They just, but they For someone that's never played Halo, I have no idea what that trailer means. Nothing really to me. But apparently it's a continuation from Halo 5, I want to say.
Yeah. I know Halo Infinite's like a sequel, but
it's just a weird teaser trailer, and like you said, it's like a weird time to be. Like
not a weird time. It's just like
it's just weird.
You showed Halo Infinite last year in-game footage. I know you didn't show gameplay, but you showed in-game footage last year, and like now you're doing a reveal trailer, which is like, okay, what?
Just
what
like
do
a
you
voice recording of the bad guys coming for the good guys. I'm assuming. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot
the event
with this.
in July.
What, they're gonna show actual gameplay? Gameplay, people.
Well, they
gameplay.
have to. I don't think they can get it away with another like, oh, this is in-game footage thing anymore.
And Lippy is asking, what is the best platformer for PS4? Oh, that's a hard one. I mean,
PS4.
Oh, it's really hard. I mean, Crash was pretty much like.
Ratchet and Clank probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
If you had to choose, so between Ratchet and Clank and wait, if I had to choose,
you're gonna say Crash Bandicoot? No.
No, yeah. If I had to, Lippy, if I had to pick between Crash Bandicoot and Ratchet and Clank, it's Ratchet and Clank. I'm not gonna. Sorry, Crash fans, but I mean it's rage-inducing. I would think Ratchet and Clank, Lippy, if I'm being very honest. I'm trying to think of other games. It's like weird to like try and remember any platformer games that's like really like stands out. Not even just on the PS4, but just in general. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would pick Ratchet and Clank. And Tientosi said it will be from Halo 2 or 3, as that's when the brutes and all was in the Halo games. Okay, thank goodness there's someone that's played it.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Well, I don't know what Halo Infinite's going to be. Maybe it's a sequel.
So
but I hope they're not, like with Halo Infinite, with that title, Halo Infinite, I hope they're not like trying to make it into like a live service kind of thing. They're like, it's like Destiny or whatever these, like Division, like one of these live service games that like, oh, you get to play forever and like we'll just keep adding stuff to it forever.
I hope not.
You have to log into a server to play it.
I don't think they'll do that again. I don't think that was bad.
I think most Halo fans are wanting a really good campaign and really good multiplayer, and they'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
Because apparently with Halo 5, they kind of botched it with the campaign just a little bit, and the multiplayer was okay, but it wasn't like
fantastic.
It wasn't like normal, like when Halo was at its peak during like 1, 2, and 3 kind of levels of good.
And this is coming from someone, I don't want to say too much because I've never played it. And I don't want to stick my foot in it. Because I don't want to offend any Halo fans out there. Because I don't know much about the game. If I had an Xbox, I don't know if I would play it. I would try it out. But I don't know if I would play it. I know you would, Info Guy. You would want to play it. Yeah, you would want to try it out. But we'll just have to see. I just find it funny that they called it also like a teaser trailer when, like you said, we've seen stuff for it already. So
yeah, no, it's not.
I don't know. Are they just teasing the bad guys? Like
I mean, maybe for like some Halo Lord dudes, this will be like, wow.
They're like, wow, yes, oh my god.
Like for your average person, average Joe who's like, Halo official teaser, Halo Infinite official teaser, like, okay.
Yeah. I don't,
Don't rag on Microsoft. Maybe they'll do great with their reveal event.
I hope they,
July, right? Yeah.
July. It's coming in July.
Well, I mean, they just have to copy Sony's homework and then they're done. There we go. Just do what Sony did and do it like your own way.
Wow. We'll see. We will be watching that. We will be watching it.
Like, I mean, like, Xbox is probably going to have like a second console now out of the blue.
That too. I mean, there is.
I know they did actually have like, what was it, that second console, slightly less powerful version called Lockhart in the wings. Like it's been like a secret for like an open secret for like the last like 2 or 3 years or whatever.
Yeah, and
they're working on another console, but we'll see.
I'm saying secret, like we're saying secret. We don't know.
Super secret.
There has been there has been leaks and stuff, so maybe they will announce something during their July show about Lockhart. I don't know if they will. I don't know why they haven't until this point, because PlayStation, they were just like
waiting for Sony to do something.
Yeah,
I
but
think the whole game between Sony and Microsoft is waiting for them to announce the price, because then they can make like actual decisions. Because I think like everyone's like holding like all their cards to their chest, and like they're like waiting for someone to like actually do something. Which
but
is
like
maybe not so great for us, but like for Sony and Microsoft, they're really scared of screwing up the start of a console generation. Because
but
it's
why
important,
hold
because it does.
back? Why
No,
hold
because it's
back?
important. Because if you mess up the start, you live with that consequence for like the entire generation. So
But I'm just saying, like, why would Xbox hold back if they have this?
because they don't. Okay, if you announce your price,
No, I know
and
on
it's
the
like the first time
price.
that everyone's ever heard your price, and like the price is like say $500, and then
Yeah.
Sony like 3 weeks later says, we're gonna go at $400. Now everyone thinks that your console is more expensive, and even if you do reduce the amount now, then the original amount that you said like a few weeks ago is like, that's what everyone thinks the price is, and like it's hard to like change people's perceptions after that. Because like Microsoft had experience with that. Because remember the whole debacle when they launched the Xbox One, and they
Yes.
said like, no, you have to have it connected to the internet in order to read games and whatnot. And then they decided, no, okay, it
Yeah,
doesn't
that
do that.
was bad.
But that took like years for that thing to go away. For like
Yeah.
everyone to like understand, oh, it doesn't do that anymore.
But
And then
it's
like,
just,
yeah, so like they're very worried. Like I would be scared because it's like it's not like a couple of $1 million. It's like $1 billion and like a 7 year period basically that you're determining. So
no, I
wouldn't you
know.
be
It's
scared to
just,
mess it up?
yeah, I would be. But the thing is like, well, Sony, they had their two variations and they didn't give a price. So why didn't Xbox do it when they revealed the Series X?
Because they're waiting to see what Sony does. If they only had one box, then Microsoft can say, "Oh, here's another box."
So do
That's
you
not
think,
that's not
okay,
such a big deal. It depends. Like I think the main determining factor is the price point, and like they're both waiting for each other to pull the trigger on that.
do
They're
you
they're
think,
both scared to pull the trigger on
are
it.
they going to announce something in July? Like a digital edition Xbox?
I think they had with the whole talk behind the scenes about Lockhart. I think they had something like already. And I don't think it would be too difficult. You literally just take the Blu-ray disc drive out, and then the monolith becomes like a proper monolith without any external thingies.
Okay,
So
wait, another
I
question
don't
that
think
just
it's too
came.
hard to do.
Wait,
It's just
another
determining if
question.
like they'll get like uh, what's the point of doing it? Are they going to reduce the price, or what are they going to do?
Wait, here's another question for you. Speaking of, say they do reveal it in July, this
Yeah,
digital edition console.
yeah.
Do you think we're going to see a price point?
I think it's getting like we're getting very close to the point where like they have to say the price now because you can't like customers kind of need to know like going into the holiday season, which when is the holiday season? Like October, right?
Yeah, yeah.
October,
I
end of
think like
September,
I
right?
think it's like Thanksgiving time. Like in America, it's Thanksgiving time. Moving
Yeah,
onwards, yeah.
yeah.
So I would
When
say
the
from
holiday season
October.
come up, like you really need to have had that price up there for a while so everyone can understand. Okay,
And
like
start saving.
yeah, basically. So
I just yeah, because
yeah,
if they do reveal Lockhart, and I'm doing this inverted commas, it's not going to be a like, oh my gosh, we weren't expecting that. I think
no,
people
but I
would
don't
want
think
to
anyone was.
see.
I don't think
I
anyone was shocked when Sony revealed like their all
well, I
digital.
wasn't. I wasn't expecting it.
I
Well,
mean, I wasn't like, oh gosh, that's like amazing. They really engineered something out of this world. It's more like, okay,
yeah, well, I
makes
wasn't.
sense.
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
wonder if it'll be
expecting
cheaper
it.
or not. That was like the end of it to me.
I just think that they will have to. If I'm just saying, because it's going to defeat the purpose. You're going to reveal Lockhart, whatever it's going to be called, and
Yeah,
be like, yeah, guys, you get a digital edition, but we're not going to tell you the price also. Like, but it's not gonna have that oomph, if you know what I mean. It's not gonna have that. Yeah, okay, we knew that you were gonna release this, so it's not. But if you release it with a decent price and you tell us how much a Series X is gonna cost, then you might get people interested. because then people are going to be like, okay, well, PlayStation, now it's up to you. You need to like come to the table, because there's no point in showing Lockhart and then we know it's like the worst kept secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if they do
I think in like, I would say it's like a 80% chance that Microsoft in this July event is going to reveal the price.
Yeah.
80% chance. Like there might be still a little bit of a chance that they'll hold back, but
yeah,
like it's getting to the point where like you have to get that information out there so people can start making plans to get your console. Unless they're really worried about like shortages of getting their console out there, which might also actually be an issue. So I think like if this is a normal year, like easy, Sony, Microsoft could launch like 1 million consoles in the holiday season, like easy.
Yeah.
But with the way things are now, like how constrained things are, like maybe like they can only get half of that out, and like they have to try and sell, and like there's gonna be more demand than there is like supply for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I just think they need to.
It's worked out for those eBay sales on PS4s and Xbox One and Xbox. I messed up the name.
Series
Xbox,
X.
Series X, yes.
Yeah, Series X. So like, I think they're gonna have to pull the trigger, because I don't think PlayStation will. I don't know.
It's the last chance. I don't think there's another.
Well, PlayStation said. But PlayStation did say that they're gonna have another event, and we know Xbox is. So we're just gonna have.
When they're just like.
Yeah, they're gonna have it after Xbox. No, they're gonna have it after Xbox. I do not see them going ahead of Xbox. I don't see them.
One of them eventually gonna have to be brave and announce the price. So we'll see.
We're just gonna have to see who's brave enough to do it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. The next 2-3 months, I think, will be pretty interesting. They can't wait too long. I think September would be too long.
Yeah.
So you can't wait till that point. They need to.
I think,
July
should be announced soon, hopefully.
July, August, you're like really pushing it. Like they're really pushing it by August. So we'll just have to look into that. I mean, but as always, rumors everywhere online, people talking about Lockhart. So we'll just have to see. And also they're saying that they think it's going to be a white version of it. So they think they're going to have this black version and they're going to have the white version. And the white version is going to be the Lockhart one. I don't know why they would do that. Everybody seems to think it's going to be looking like that. And also it's going to be like a little cube. Not a fridge, a cube. So.
Okay. So like you could stack two of them to make like one.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's much.
It looks called like Series S, like for small.
It could be. I don't know.
Or like Series M for medium.
You never know with Xbox. Them and their weird things that they name their stuff. I mean, it's really just so hard to keep track of what they name their things. But moving on from them. Okay, this week, Night City Wire happened. Episode 1 was streamed.
Yeah.
A lot of people excited.
Cyberpunk got a nice preview event, and a whole bunch of YouTubers and journalists got their hands on with it as well. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff coming out of this.
Yes, it was pretty. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was very informative. They got to the point. They didn't take their time with stuff. They moved on from one thing to the next thing. They showed a lot of stuff, a lot of footage. And they gave information that I think people actually want to know. Because, sometimes with these things...
Yeah, they didn't dawdle. They didn't we're doing this, we're going to do this, and blah, 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 blah. And then you hear the whole developer's life story, which, I mean, fine if you're doing a documentary, but you don't need to hear that every time.
Yeah. It was, if I had to rate the show, I would give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Because it was informative.
They also kind of are cheating because they kind of have the game that's the most anticipated game of the year. Really. It's kind of cheating, just a little.
You can't say that they're cheating.
I mean, they put the effort in, the years of work and whatnot. So, but I'm just saying, all that's paid off now. Where you literally just have to say, "I'm showing Cyberpunk," and everyone.
Lose it. Yeah, they all lose it. But during the show, they basically, the first thing they started off with obviously was a trailer, and it basically contained footage from the prologue only of the game.
Yeah, that's also nice that they just kept everything like everything is just prologue story and maybe a little bit of the main mission, but it's all like in the right in the beginning. So it's like, which does two things. It's like, okay, they're not doing spoilers, which is cool, and they're pretty much saying like, look at all this, and this is just the first little bit of the game, and it looks like so much already. It looks like a whole game just by itself, which is like, wow.
I know when people heard it was just a prologue, they were like, what? Like, we thought you were showing like way more than just the prologue. And I mean,
they went fairly in depth with it as well. Like, they had, apparently you get three origin stories that you can pick from.
Yes.
A street kid, corpo, and a nomad. And each one of them has their own like origin story that you kind of play through a little bit.
Yes.
So, which is like, I haven't seen RPGs do that in like a while. Usually they're just generic, like you're a prisoner being taken somewhere and like you get thrown out and like you're a random dude just walking around in the world and you were formerly just a prisoner. No backstory, nothing. That was it.
Yeah.
Like the last RPG that I can remember that did it fairly well was Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
Like that, you could pick like a different like origin story and like you play through a little prologue and like just get a little character backstory and everything and take you through everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite nice as well. I think that was fairly well done.
Yeah, no, because I mean they did go in depth with, you know, the three origin like paths you can take, and they explain like a lot of people that have actually also played it have said like it's totally, each one is totally different from the other. Like you are different parts of the city. You start off in different parts of the city, even though when it gets to the main game, you land up in the same spot. But choosing,
and everyone meets up with Jackie. Like Jackie's like an inevitable person you meet up with. No matter where you are in the city, you always meet up with Jackie.
And I think it's like interesting because, you know, they did say that the media have already played it and they're going to, you know, let everyone know what they thought about it. And with the media, I mean, so many of them said like they played it in so many different ways. They said it's so huge and massive. Like, it's like overwhelming that they had like all of this stuff. And they couldn't believe that either which way that they played, everybody got a different outcome. Even though, like, if two people played as Nomad, when you start off as Nomad, or two people played as, like, Street Kid or whatever, they had different outcomes. It wasn't, like, exactly the same. So, that's really...
That's what people really want with their, like, high-end, like, RPGs.
Yeah. So, also they mentioned in the show that... I mean, I know a lot of people know, like, most of the stuff about the 6... districts that they have in Night City, and then the 7th is on the outskirts and it's called the Badlands.
I know some people are a bit down on like the size of the map, like it's not as big as The Witcher 3 was, but apparently not apparently, the game is more dense.
Yes.
In that way it means like you're not just like walking like on like a flat level and you just walk street level and everything in the game. Like you can go into buildings and there's like different floors and like different apartments and whatnot, so it's kind of like it's more deeper, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
like
just like the amount of places you can go into and do whatever with.
Yeah, because quite a few of the people that tested the game out as well, they said, all of them said, this game feels like it's basically, the environment feels like it's been lived in. Like you literally like they've put so much detail into everything in this game that it's just, like they say, like they just look at everything. And the NPCs as well. Like, you can have a conversation with somebody, like, even if it's like the dialogue, they said the dialogue is amazing as well. Because if you know, the different branches that can go out with the dialogue. I mean, if you're standing there and you're having a conversation with another character and you don't answer them, apparently they give you weird looks. And then they're like, and then they actually say to you, so, hello? Yeah. They like look at you like, hello, are you going to answer me? What's going on? And then also if you stand in the streets, NPCs, like if you don't do anything, the NPCs look at you weirdly. Like, Why are you
Oh,
just
well,
standing there?
that's how it would be an
Like, why?
RPG.
Yeah, why are you just like? They apparently like give you dirty looks, so it's like, it's 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 very involved. I mean, they it's and with the testers as well, they just like were like they can't believe how much from what we saw in that. I think it was a 45 minute gameplay that they
Yeah,
had.
from way back when, yeah.
They played that all of that, and they said it
Yeah,
looked
and it looks
exactly this.
apparently it looks exactly the same.
Yes, and they played it the same and everything. And hey, TWD man, welcome, welcome. So they said it's like exactly the same. So they're like, it's not bad. They're pretty like on point with how everything's looking. So I mean, if people like you were saying, like people are like, okay, well the map seems small and stuff. The amount of work that's gone into the city and the different districts.
I think it's just more like the map seems smaller, but there's more things you can do in that small amount of space. It's not like your open world RPGs where like you can explore like 1,000 miles and like it's like 10 kilometers till your next objective, or there's like a little inky side quest where you have to collect 10 flowers or whatever on the way there, or whatever nonsense. Like it looks like it's jam packed with like good quality like quests and whatnot.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like, also they said that you got your main quests, then you got your side quests, which are like huge, like massively huge, and then you got your world quests as well. So there's like lots to do. They also said, and also they were talking about basically your day and night cycle and everything, and apparently 8 in-game hours equals to 1 actual real life hour. So, and also they said there was the loading time. There was no loading, so I don't know if that's just for the people that were testing it out, and they were just like, okay, we're not gonna let.
See. Like I can believe that on like a PS5, maybe a PS4. I would have to see that to believe it.
Yeah.
On a PC, I can believe it if you maybe if you load the game onto an SSD, maybe they can get away with that, or maybe they've done some cool tricky stuff with loading.
Yeah.
I mean, like they also did some pretty cool stuff in Witcher 3 where you can just walk into houses and whatnot, and it doesn't like feel like you don't go into a loading screen like say like Skyrim or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to like load into like the building you're going into.
Yeah. It's just I from watching it, like I was also like, this is a lot of stuff like to take in. And they also they spoke about they went like not more in depth, it was just a little bit more information on the Ripper docs. That basically, you know, where you get your, I would say, I don't know if it's really the upgrades, but where you get your body enhancement.
Yeah, like cyberware basically. So,
yeah.
Basically like your implants and whatnot to make you more like a cyberpunk, basically.
Yeah, like be awesome and look awesome and stuff. And then they also showed a cyborg character. And people were like, who is this character? He looks like sort of, not the Terminator, but he's just like this big titanium looking dude.
He's apparently from the lore that
his name is
set on the actual tabletop game.
Yeah, his name is Adam Smasher.
Yeah, that looks like he smashes.
Yeah, and they said basically during the show that you will have to play the game to find out what is going on with him and what is his backstory. And like you said, also it's from the lore and everything from the whole cyberpunk world.
I think this game's going to be really fun for people who have played like the tabletop games and like who've done like story missions and whatnot, and just finding all the lore, because there's a lot of like CD Projekt Red went into depth with the creator of Cyberpunk.
Yeah. To make it awesome.
All those details right.
Yeah.
Which is like showing pretty well now.
Yeah, they want to stay true. I think that's something with CD Projekt Red. They like to stick true to what the lore is of anything with the Witcher. I know that they stuck with a lot of stuff and they took it very seriously. So
I mean, like even with the liberties they took with the material, they stuck pretty well with it. Like there was some stuff that like they had to drastically change to make it work, that you could play as Geralt, but other than that, like
they stayed true to it.
Yeah, like a lot of people who read the books are quite happy
with it.
with it. Yeah,
And
they
then
weren't like offended. You know, like some people like when they see like a movie get turned in from when they see like a book get
yes.
turned into a movie, and like they're like, oh, how dare
Oh,
you?
there's so many of those out there in the
Yeah.
world.
But like
Um,
the CD Projekt Red seem to have a good way of balancing out
yeah,
what
they
they
may
can do and
take
like
their
what they can.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
they take their time, but it's worth it.
yeah, that's
As we
fine.
can see. And then they
Yeah, like when
also
like the news came out earlier, like that they're gonna delay. It's like it's
okay.
okay, it's
Yeah,
fine.
this is
Like
okay.
Witcher actually had like 2 or 3 delays as well, so I was like kind of expecting it. We're on like the second delay now for Cyberpunk, so at the most there'll be like maybe one more delay, which will
Yeah.
push it into next year. But hopefully it doesn't happen. Knock on wood.
And also,
And
yeah,
yeah,
they said they announced in the show as well that I think we all knew about it before the show. I don't know that if you purchase it on the PS4, because I already said that for the Xbox Series X, like if you had purchased it on the Xbox One S, that if you purchase on there, then you can play Cyberpunk on the Xbox Series X for free. They will upgrade it or whatever. And it's the same with the PS4. If you purchase on there, then you can get on the PS5 also with the
yeah, I don't think
upgrade.
Sony could have gotten away with
Yeah.
making people buy it twice, especially if Microsoft was like, no, smart delivery. Once you got that game, you can just play the super duper version on the next gen console, easy.
Yes. So they mentioned that, and then I think they just wanted to make sure that announcement was out. And then they also announced a partnership between Studio Trigger and Netflix. So they're working
Yeah,
on a show called Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is basically a standalone story set in the same universe. Everything's still in Night City, but there's new characters and new story. And this is basically a Netflix original anime series, but it's only coming in 2022. So I think that announcement was a bit early.
oh well, with anime it takes a while to make, obviously, and it's like some hype. It'll be like a year or so after the game's been out,
Yeah.
like on whatever systems, and there's gonna be a huge following. Look how big the following was for The Witcher when it came out as an actual series on Netflix, and
Yeah.
that was like years after the game, so that's fine.
Yeah, and they're having a season two. When I don't know when that season two is coming out. I'm not so sure. Sorry.
We'll see with the whole lockdown thing. I don't know how. We'll have to just see how they do. But like Studio Trigger is pretty good. I enjoy the animation style.
Yeah.
Like they've done Little Witch Academia is not really my type of anime, but the the quality is there in the animation.
Yeah.
Um, I think they're most famous for probably Kill La Kill.
Yeah.
That was like quite a while ago. Some of their newer stuff,
You
I
know way
think is
more about anime than I do because I don't watch anime.
I know some stuff. I'm not like an expert. But
I
I
feel
think
so
they
bad. I feel so bad
nah,
right now.
it's not the end of the world. I think the newest stuff is probably B and A, which is on Netflix right now, or is coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
But that
I'm
art style
just
looks
saying,
pretty.
yeah,
If they
because I
use that
don't
art
know.
style for the Cyberpunk anime, then it's probably gonna look like great. I just hope they don't do what like some of the Netflix animes have done and gone like to 3D for whatever reason, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Cross fingers.
Well, they got till 2022, so
I just hope they're not doing like some weird 3D mashup kind of animation style. Just stick to the 2D. They're really good at doing that. Just do that.
yeah. And then the other thing that they showed in the Night City Wire show is something. It's a mechanic called Brain Dance, and it was
Yeah.
like a first look at this. When
Yeah.
I
It's like
watched it,
basically, yeah.
I when I watched it, the first thing that came to my mind was this reminds me of Detroit Become Human because whenever you played as Connor, you did investigations and you would have to rewind stuff and play it and then lock onto things and then it's sort of similar but it's not exactly the same, but it's very reminiscent of Detroit Become Human. So when that was
Yeah.
the first thing that clicked in my head and I was like, where are they going with this? Like, is it like a big part of the game and everything? And apparently
Well,
it is.
I think they showed quite a big section.
Yeah, they
Well, not a big
did.
section, but like a big rundown of it, like a chunk, and it was a chunky section of the Night City Wire like presentation. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big-ish deal. I don't know how if everyone likes it, but I think most people were okay with it. I don't think it blew everyone away, but it's like it
Yeah.
looks like an interesting concept, which we'll have to try in game to see how it plays out really.
Yeah, because
Because it
apparently
like
it's
also it like reminded me a little bit of like Blade Runner with I don't know if you recall in Blade Runner that scanner thing where they could like enhance their photograph like a million times and like actually take from angles that you couldn't see from before. It
yeah.
kind of reminded me a little bit of that, but obviously a much more detailed version and like actually memory diving back further to get more detail sort of thing.
Yeah,
But it's kind of it does fit the style of like a cyberpunk sort of theme. So
yeah. It's just that I wasn't expecting it, but apparently
mm,
it is, they discuss this and they in the show, and it's apparently part of the law, this brain
yeah,
dance.
yeah.
It
It's
is
basically like
part of
you
it.
relive experiences like that someone else has experienced,
Yeah.
basically. And you can do like all
Like you actually,
wide
your
variety of
characters like feeling it and going through
yeah,
these things and stuff. It's just a few of the people, the media that did test this out. A few of them weren't fans of it, but that could just be because they played this one that is on the screen now for anybody that's watching.
yeah.
They played this section, and some of them found it like a bit, like nah.
Yeah, like
But they
I
are,
can see some people who just want to do the shooting and
yeah.
the whole role playing stuff. Like this seems like more investigative
Yeah,
sort
but
of
apparently
thing.
this is not the only one, and it does play a big role in the game, so it's not like a
Yeah,
side
I
thing.
can imagine like main story missions are gonna have like at least one or two of these where you have to
Yes.
figure out something to progress and whatever. But it doesn't look like bad. It
It
looks
doesn't,
just
yeah, it does.
different.
Well, then again, I'm also like not a weirdo, but like with Detroit Become Human, I like really enjoyed, you know, figuring this stuff out, like, and using the
Yeah,
cameras and looking at things and stuff. But the overall consensus from the media testing this out is this game's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be
yeah,
good, and
yeah.
it's like positive all around. And
Which is probably just gonna build more hype for it and whatnot. So
yeah, but I mean, I really did enjoy the show, and they're gonna have another one. Holly, who was the host, she did say that there will be an episode 2 coming up. In the
did they
next
say
couple of
when?
no, she just said in the next couple of weeks. Um,
Okay. So
so there will be another
maximum
one.
maximum 4 weeks.
Yeah, because the game's coming out now on the 19th of November.
Yeah.
So it obviously has to be before then. I don't know what else they will show, because they've
They'll probably
shown.
show like this one seemed like they were showing a bit more gameplay and like that they how the game is actually shaping up, like how it's looking now. They
Yeah,
probably and like I think the main thing also was like the brain dance section and like just showing like general gameplay, but the main thing was like they looked like they were focusing on the brain dance stuff.
yes.
So the next
Like,
one will probably be on something else that's like a main feature with another mix of more gameplay stuff.
yeah, because I think they wanted to show like how they're incorporating the brain dance into the
Yeah,
mechanics of the game. Because most
yeah,
probably, if there are fans that, we were talking about earlier on with the law of everything, they're most probably like,
mm,
well, how are you going to work this into the game? Like, are you going
yeah,
to even put it in the game? So maybe they were just like, okay, we want to show you guys, just an example of, how we're going to have this brain dance in there. Um,
mm,
but I mean, overall, they've got a hit on their hands.
yeah.
Like everybody's saying that. But I'm
I
looking
think
forward to.
if this game comes out and it does well, like it's expected to, like it's going to probably cement CD Projekt Red as the biggest European like game developer,
Yeah, which
like
is
like
deserved. I know we keep on
without
praising them.
question.
I know we keep on praising them, but I mean, it is
Yeah, I mean
deserved,
like
I think.
they work really hard and like over years just built the reputation. Like it's just like each game that you can see that they've made, like they make like drastic improvements from each game, which is like some developers do that and they stop, but like
Yeah.
they've kept doing that,
Yeah, they
which is
kept
like
their
crazy.
quality. They've kept that quality there. They've kept their transparency with the fans. They tick all the boxes. So
Yeah,
they're doing good there, and they should be riding this high. They really should.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know if it will happen, but maybe. I mean, I know that I'm just to end things off here with the podcast. I know that The Last of Us 2 sold quite a few copies already. So I don't know. I'm wondering now if, Cyberpunk's going to outsell.
Yeah, Cyberpunk will outsell it easy.
Because, they've
And
sold...
it's not because it's on PlayStation. It's gonna outsell it because it's on multi-platform. Like Last of Us is only on PlayStation.
Yeah, because apparently it sold more than 4 million copies already. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen this week because I don't know if there's gonna be any shows or anything like that. But it was a very interesting week this past week.
We'll just keep an ear to the ground and see what happens. So
Yes.
You never know.
And you guys also, thank you so much for putting stuff up in Discord. We do check them out and obviously we chat about them. Most of the topics that you guys have put on Discord, we're chatting about today as well. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate it because you're also our eyes and ears out there checking everything out. And next week we will be back with more gaming news and anything else that's happening within the gaming industry that's interesting. And we'll be back on Saturday. We won't be on Sunday. This was just a once-off thing. We won't be back on Sunday. We'll be back on Saturday. But thank you everybody for joining us. And we will catch you guys next week, Saturday. Info guy, do you want to sign off?
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye, everyone. We will see you guys, and thank you so much to everybody for dropping by. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and we will catch you again next week, Saturday. Bye, guys!